The gears are full. They need to be oiled a little bit, maybe. The survivors are seriousing. I don't know what else we could say for it, but we're here to talk some pro wrestling. I got the old school Survivor Series background behind me. You should have been around on Thursday over on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly to catch me and Sean talking a little Survivor Series. But you're here now. It's Monday. It's 6:05. It's a little after that. We were talking. Yeah. We both just noticed we both wore goat shirts. Totally not planned, by the way.
Not planned at all.
And just funny. Sean was like, "You're gonna laugh as soon as I see your shirt," and I thought it was a TBS shirt for a second. Then I went when he said that, I was like, "Oh, that's what he meant." So you're rocking with Clash of the Podcast. I'm Conrad Cushman, representing everything pro wrestling. He is Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Together, we are Clash of the Podcast, the best darn duo in wrestling podcasting, if I may say so myself, self-proclaimed, and by the people of the chat.
Yeah.
I think I've covered everything that we need to say and do.
You've covered everything, my brother. You're the top of the mountain, my guy. So with that being said, the young OGs are here, man. Conrad, my brother, drop that thing.
It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Guys, if you haven't already, I bring it up often, but some of the best Clash merch is available on threadless.com under Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, all designed by my brother next to me here. Go check it out. I'm a big fan of the VHS design. I'm not going to front. That's one of my favorites. We also have a gold. I was rocking that one on the Clash preview on Sean's side of things. We have some cool shirts. There's something there that suits you. All right. And they're just not like shirts you could wear and it's like, oh, he's a wrestling fan. No, they're just cool shirts you can rock with, your Air Force Ones, your Jordans, if you're a sneakerhead, I think you can wear a lot of these shirts. Lots of colors to them.
Man, I'm super hip hop and I'm super pro wrestling. So that's the inspiration when I design these shirts.
And that's all you need sometimes. It's just that inspiration to keep it moving. In the news, WWE signed more people. Yay. Enjoy those promise rings. Hopefully you get it. Just saying that with all due respect. Let's go through and give a shout out to people who have joined us. Clown in the house.
Cleasy.
Says afternoon, everybody. What's good, Clown?
Cleasy.
Sir Quills is in the house.
Quilly.
He says, go ahead.
Wearing the same shirt, talking at the same time. It's starting to freak me out a little bit, bro. Quilly says, what's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? It's your boy, Sir Quills. And it's back to enjoy two of the favorite bros. God bless you, brother. Two of the favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 117 of the Best Wrestling Podcast out today, Clash of the By God Podcast, #EPW. #HWW, and he continues saying AEW Full Gear 2024 was a 7.5 out of 10. The first half was decent to good, but the second half was surprisingly quite disappointing. While the ending was very confusing, I agree, brother. This pay-per-view did not meet the usual standards. Quilly, very, very poignant as usual.
Oh, we're going to talk about confusing and what gets to skate and slide when other things don't, because that will come up today. Also, congratulations to Daniel Garcia on becoming the new TNT champion. That's right, Buffalo 716. Stand up. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Buffalo.
Appreciate it. Ray Thompson says, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Full Gear gets a beat for Sean. You know what? After we did a review show, by the way, me, Sean, and Derek, go check it out in the archives. I felt as well that this show was a mixed bag for everybody. I saw some people saying the stuff you said. I saw some people saying the stuff Derek said. I saw some people saying the stuff I said.
Right.
Very weird. Like, I didn't think the ending was as confusing as other people. And I saw some people and I was like, yes, it wasn't confusing. I think it makes sense. It's just it didn't get the reaction because people didn't give it that. Does that make sense?
Camera off for 30 seconds. I'm still here and I agree. I think at this particular point, you got to look at the pay-per-view and say that AEW has set such a high standard. This is similar to what Quill said. AEW set such a high standard for pay-per-view that pay-per-view threw everybody off. And yes, the final segment was confusing. And by the way, notice I said segment. It reminded me of Dynamite, which is not good because it's pay-per-view. Very disappointing.
I still feel weird about it. I don't know. Because if you put that on Dynamite, how do I describe it? I talked to Jesse, Pro Wrestler Shoot, right? And Jesse's like, don't put all this good stuff on Dynamite. Do you see why I have no hair, people? I want you to think for a second. None of this makes sense. I hear all these complaints, and I'm like, they're opposite. Nobody's saying the same thing. It's not a layup like, why didn't you push Shinsuke Nakamura? We're right at the hoop, y'all. Just let it go.
Right.
Let it fall in. It's not like that. This is confusing stuff.
But here's the question, because we're going to get into this. And shout out to Ray. God bless you and your family. You can't have pay-per-views that you say, because this is a better way to put it, Conrad, for the intelligent people in here, which is everybody, including you, my brother. You can't have a pay-per-view and have it come across like, if that was Dynamite, that would have been dope, but pay-per-view, not so much. Like, we're going to get into it a little bit more detailed, right? Like the Mariah May celebration. That was pay-per-view worthy?
I guess it's weird for me because I'm like, well, no one's praising Dynamite. So if you're not so if this isn't good, what is good?
But see, you know why my opinion should be taken with extra credence? Because I love AEW. And even I was like, ooh.
I like I said, me, you, and Derek argued about this even after we went off the air. Still, like I was like, I don't know what you want. I need a plan. When I hear someone tell me the plan, and then when the boxes get checked, I'm coming back to you. Like, are you happy now or no?
Conrad, you're overthinking it. This is the one time you're overthinking it. AEW Full Gear was not as good as AEW pay-per-views typically are. That's it. There's no more rhyme or reason to it. As an AEW fan like myself. For AEW haters, they had a little bit more to chew on. But the fact of the matter is, simply put, elementary, my brother, unfortunately, AEW Full Gear 2024 was not as good as a typical AEW pay-per-view. That's it.
I think those days are over, though.
What do you mean?
Maybe I've adjusted my mindset. We're into 12 months now. You're going to have some shows that have to just be good.
Not on pay-per-view. Not on pay-per-view.
I don't think every show's going to be great, though.
Listen, my brother. I love you, man. You're my brother, but not for $49.99.
But Sean, do you have 12 matches for anyone besides like Ospreay, though? Do you have 12 matches for insert an act? Just think of a mid-card act in AEW right now in your head. Do you have 12 matches for them that you're like, I guarantee you it's a banger? I can't guarantee that. Like, if something goes sideways, it's wrong.
I've never known you to be so blind to what we're talking, to what's being talked about, bro. Today is your day to for once look like less than an A+. You're an A- today. You know why? You're missing it. You're talking about mid-card. You're right. If that was the point, you'd be 100% right. What about the main event? The main event ending was trash. Trash. The main event ending. You want to talk about mid-card? I will give you that all day, Conrad. You're the best in the business, brother. But right now, you are wrong. That pay-per-view ending could have been on Dynamite.
I will agree to disagree on that. We'll go over it in a second here because I don't agree. Vinny says, happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone is blessed this Thanksgiving week. God bless y'all. Thank you, Vinny. Matt Lopez says, hello. Good evening, everyone. Hope all had a good weekend. Let's kick this off with the two aces we are thankful to have in our lives. Thank you.
I'm lazy for cheesy.
Guy Will Gamble says, Europe. Happy Monday, everybody.
Gamble and I going back and forth and having some good vibes on Instagram these last couple of days. Appreciate you, bro.
Always Gamble. Joel says, happy Monday, happy Thanksgiving week. Sean and Conrad, favorite dishes to eat from your table on Thanksgiving?
Joel, we've talked about this. Time
out. I have a pre-show note. Joel said he was going to ask this because he loved it last year.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, if he remembered it for a year.
Yeah, I'm not mad about the question, but the answer's not going to change.
Oh yeah, no, it's that macaroni and cheese.
That's it. That answer will be forever the answer, forever.
Yeah, see, I like it when they all touch. You know, you give me a little dressing with the macaroni and cheese, or a little yams with. Oh yeah.
I love it when they all touch too, Conrad.
Touch it. Anywho, McKinney, he says,
I'm just repeating you.
Play. McKinney says, yo, I'm here to talk wrestle with the Fire live chat, my two favorite brothers in the podcast game, Clash of the Podcast, and to let y'all know that you are not responsible for your, that others are not responsible for your happiness. I was reading a little too fast there.
Shout out to McKinney. Appreciate you.
I read a lot of documents throughout the day at my 9 to 5, we'll just say, and I will skip words, and I'm like, get to the point. Like, I read through people's fluff a lot, and I'm like, what do you want? C2 looking good. We're going to talk about it. McKinney's talking that Detroit versus everybody. Take it easy.
Conrad, how many weeks has it been?
4.
Well, 4. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's been 4 weeks. That's how long it's been since I said Detroit will win the Super Bowl.
Let's see. Y'all looking good for the NFC. Yeah. Match of the night, Mercedes Chris Statlander, Jay White versus Adam Page, and of course, Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah,
remember Quill's comment here for a second, okay?
See here?
I'm going to come back to this. No, this is about that main event stuff that people were talking, and I'm about to prove foolishness has been said throughout the week. Foolishness by other people. I hope we get gold block matches when I go to Hammerstein on the 21st. I'm hoping for Ospreay versus Darby or Rick. Come on now, man. You asking for a lot now. He trying to get one of the golden matches.
I'm not mad at him. Lopez wants the hotness.
No, I think he's going to get it, honestly. Like, that show, that's going to be their new building. I think Tony's going to fall in love with that building because he's like, oh, I remember ECW being here. And I just watched Sandman's entrance from One Night Stand today on, like, Facebook or something when I was, like, in the middle of doing something. I was like, man, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive indeed.
Guy Will Gamble, I love you for this. I got to back up before I say this. Mustard! Big fan, Kendrick. Kendrick's new album is dope. I finished listening to the second half of it today. Love it.
Fun fact about me, I don't buy music, but I bought Kendrick's album.
There you go. I do too. If it's someone I like a lot, like I'll buy Lupe's and stuff just to support them.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes Stat was awesome. Deanna's in the house. They planned it. Thank you. Look at that. He said equals 2 goats.
God bless you, Quills. We appreciate you. I promise you this was not on purpose.
Rock boy Mike in the building. What's good, Mike? Appreciate you.
Oh, shoot. The rock sign is rocking tonight.
Yeah. Part of the Dynasty team. Hey. XG Dub, what's good?
What up, X?
Renegade L2K can't confirm or deny, but I'm listening to ESPN LA. O'Shea Jackson is filming in and mentioned LA is getting Survivor Series next year, Clipper Stadium. I hope them tickets ain't the same price as them Raw tickets, bruh.
Hope them tickets are the same as them Clipper tickets because they are making their fans pay to come to see the Clippers now.
Yeah, that's the new hotness. That's why. Oh, I almost gave away a secret. I'll tell y'all. I don't care. That's why AEW can go to the Staples Center now because that stadium's the new hotness. Don't say Big Daddy Kush don't tell you things. Derek in the house. What's good, Derek?
My guy, Derek.
Says my guy Hubs. B-Boy Skylines in the chat. What's good, man? What's good, man? I hope y'all hit that like button, man. Appreciate y'all.
Please do.
We're going to get into that. I know I'm jumping around. Clown says the only thing I didn't like about the ending is the big bad Death Riders running away from a guy who was just in a head-on collision. I would be startled if someone's trying to hit me with a car. But once again, I'm getting into that. Why are we using vehicles for stuff? But we'll get into that. Delayed Grats, what's good, man? Appreciate you, family.
What up, Grats?
Overpriced Dynamite.
Talk that talk. You're shaking your head. Yes. You know what you're talking about, right?
Oh, I do. We're gonna do a little compare and contrast today, though, because some people are about to be looking like
Deanna. You see what's going on here, Deanna? I'm singling you out because clearly we're like this today. We're just like this. Conrad thinks that because we're saying that AEW Full Gear 2024 was a dud, that all of a sudden we hate AEW. We don't hate AEW, Conrad.
I never said you hate AEW.
That's the implication. It's like we're supposed to think. What part?
No, I want fairness. Darn it!
What fairness? I mean, the show was not good. It's not as good as AEW's been in the past.
Listen to me.
What is going on here?
We are going to talk about SmackDown today, and we're going to talk about fairness.
I mean, yes, we are. But go ahead.
But look into my eyes. What do you see? I forgot what happened in this bad story. That's what happened on SmackDown.
I'm agreeing with you, but one has nothing to do with the. I've never known you to be. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. No one's criticizing this. No one has said this.
Nobody's more critical of World Wrestling Entertainment than me. Me.
Sean, I will show you someone who we are friends with who has said we're going at this early. I'm sorry, y'all, in the comments.
Let's go.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, I saw people and then it turned, well, you know what? This makes the story even better. And I'm like, you know what would have really been better, guys? If you would have just did the Bloodline Civil War like it should have been.
Exactly.
And that was it.
Anybody who says CM Punk made the story better is not accurate.
That's not true as well. I'm gonna when we get into SmackDown, I'll explain all of this because we'll get deep into it.
Now you're getting me mad in a good way.
Yeah. He's right. Full Gear is the B+ pay-per-view. That's what I said.
Grats. We love you, man. Welcome. Glad you're here. What was B+ about that freaking show?
The match quality was good, like you stated.
It was.
I don't have an issue with that. But here's what I think. Maybe I'm giving credence to you want them to try things. So I'm like, okay, try it. But when you try something, then I hear, oh, that's like WWE. Do you want them not to try things, or do you just want the wrestling? I feel like there's no direction. There's nothing that's clear.
It is not my place, unless I'm being asked, to say, Sean, what do you think would be a good show for AEW to make it better? And I've given my opinions. Check out EPW, Conrad, Derek, and myself this past weekend, as we talked about that. But the deal is this, bro. You're putting way too much sauce. See all the sauce you're putting on there? Way too much sauce. You need to understand this is cut and freaking dry, bro. When I finished watching Full Gear on Saturday night, you know what was in here, Conrad? Look at me. Do you know what was it? Look at me, damn it. Look at me.
I'm answering a question in the chat.
Well, look at me when you're done. Are you done? Look at me. I'm waiting. I'm not going to say a word until you look at me.
Go ahead.
It wasn't that good of a show. That's it. Why can't you just accept that?
Because I think it was a good show.
Ooh.
I didn't say great. I didn't say all that. I thought it was a good show.
I don't know what was so good about it.
Listen,
it was
TNA's getting to charge $600 for seats. We got a lot to talk about because
I hear you, bro.
If you told me here's a hundo, Conrad, what do you want to do with it? I'm going to the corner store before I go and get them seats for TNA.
I would agree with you. But
I'm not paying $100 for those seats. Like I think the product's gotten worse in the last 6 months. That's just me talking though. And I watch TNA on the weekly. Let me see here. McKinney says a friend of mine sent me Ospreay versus Fletcher match. No one thinks, Rob, this is about the picking apart things is how I got on this. Ospreay versus Fletcher match, knowing things I dislike, and the pile driver on the steps turned me off. And I will watch matches if people say check it out. Did the pile driver on the steps turn you off, or did the kick out turn you off? Or was it the execution of the pile driver on another show? What's the turn off from the pile driver? Do you get my questions now, y'all? Like, I'm not trying to be like this. It's where's the energy for this than when it's this? If you want to box AEW in, we could just talk about AEW. I'll do that. But I'm going to ask sometimes, where's the energy?
Hubs, Deanna says, Hubs, we have seen the ending on Dynamite, and it pains me to say it. It pains me to say it, too. Again, I can't stress this enough. And Conrad is if he's being logical, which he is 99% of the time, he knows, that I'm AEW's #1 fan. I'm on the record saying, chat, let me know if I'm correct or incorrect, but I believe what I believe. AEW has the best bell-to-bell product in the industry. The best bell-to-bell in-ring action in the entire sport. But that's not all wrestling is, Conrad. Do you think that pay-per-view delivered? No, it didn't. I'm sorry to say that, bro. Because you know what I'm always holding on to, bro? I'm always holding on to, Dynamite was okay, but the pay-per-view was crazy. But not this time, bro. Not this time.
Right. Let me see here. Delay Grant said, to be clear, I gave it a B because it was a sicko show. Good matches, build up and stories for some of the matches were mild. Ending was chaotic. B+. That's what I thought it was going to be too. What do you always tell me? Wrestling is subjective. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Rob, I'm talking about
subjective,
right. we're having a conversation on a
Yeah,
podcast.
this is what
We're trying to be interesting. If you wanted to end every segment, we're like, wrestling is subjective. Peace. You know, we could, but we're having a back and forth about why we feel the way we feel.
Wrestling is wrestling, true, but
I'm not ready to fight you over this, Sean, just for the record. But
Conrad, you're my brother. I just think you're really wrong about Full Gear 2024.
We will agree to disagree. Like I said, I told you I watched a lot of opinions on it, and a lot of people said different things. Joel said I give it a strong C+. Have we heard B? I've heard B. I've heard B-, I've heard B+, I've heard regular B, C. I've heard D's given to it. It's weird.
I don't know
A's or F's.
I don't know who gave it a D. I wouldn't go that far, but I gave it a C-.
Yeah, AEW is the best bell-to-bell product. Wrestling's not wrestling. News at 11. E, what's up, E? BJ's in the house. What's good? What's up, man? I'm just getting back from a trip to see my family in Columbus. Haven't gotten to watch Full Gear or anything yet. Hope y'all been good. Glad to hear your voices and see your faces. If you don't want spoilers, this might be the time.
Hey, BJ. Happy to have you here, B Jizzle. If you're looking for the best pay-per-view AEW put on, I wouldn't get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Okay, what I just said right there, that was petty.
You see why I get mad, Rob? You see, these are shots on purpose.
Stop it.
There we go. Fueling my anger. McKinney says pile driver, and it wasn't the finish, grinds my gears. And it's on the steps, the metal steps. WWE banned it, and it was used in the right way.
Yeah, if Kevin Owens, God bless him, love Kevin Owens, could actually learn how to do one. Jeez.
I think it's just been so long that, and I think, listen, it's Randy Orton. They're gonna be like, you better be super, super safe. And he was like, yeah, you ain't even touching, bro.
Yeah,
I'll land on that. It's fine. It's not like we haven't seen pile drivers before. He brought up Kevin Owens, right? So I'm fair to bring up WWE. Were you mad when Punk hit it on Cena and he kicked out? You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
It's fine, but I get it though. If you're an old school fan and you're watching these matches today, and you're like, "Yo, why are people getting tombstoned on steel steps and kicking out?" He kicked out of a tombstone on the steps and then a packaged tombstone in the ring.
That he did.
But Will Ospreay sold. Like, I hear that they don't sell enough. Like, he was selling. He just had to kick out.
Like a mug too. Good God.
Issa, I know we're not talking about that ugly pile driver.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That was a really bad pile driver, but it is what it is.
Let's talk about the show. I only have this graphic for it. And by the way, y'all. Now let's finish talking about this. Then I'll pull up the. I had a little fact sheet for us about the European Championship, but maybe I'll save that. Let's talk Full Gear, man. What didn't you like on this show? Like, just looking at this, like, just give me your highs and lows of like the card. Like, cool, nah.
All right, I'm gonna go from best to worst because I feel like that pushes the conversation along very nicely.
What are you doing? Top 3 or what?
I'm going all the way down the card, but I'm not gonna take long to do it.
Okay.
Mixed tag. Fatal 4-way tag. Okay, great choice for the winner, but okay. So if we're gonna say okay, that means that's a C or a C+. Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. A. Jay White versus Hangman Page, B+. MJF versus Roderick Strong, I think it enhanced the story in no way. I think it was corny. I think it's a C. Mariah May segment, F. Waste of time, should have never been on pay-per-view. Swerve and Bobby Lashley, underwhelming. I gave it a B-. TBS Championship, Stat versus Mercedes, B+. Garcia versus
going back. Can I go back to Mercedes? Is this the best Mercedes match so far?
In AEW, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Over Stephanie McCur's match?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the TNT Championship was a B. International Championship, boring. D. They don't have any kind of charisma or anything. It was a great match as far as bell to bell, but I was totally bored to tears with that match. And the main event would have been a B, went down to a D with the crap ending that we saw. It was garbage. So to me, I'm convincing myself maybe I was wrong about it. I won't give it a C-. C- after the grades I just gave these matches was probably a little bit too low. but I'm not going any higher than a C. That Mariah May segment was the worst thing I ever saw. That was horrible.
Yeah, so to me, this show is the direct thing of a mixed bag, and that's what I kind of want you to hear me out more on it, Sean, because you seem pretty convinced on what it is. But
talk to me.
I feel like this show's a mixed bag because I'm going to show you something in a second from the chat. T-Ferg says, "What's good, fellas? What are you hearing about the show? Mixed bag, T-Ferg. That's the best way. If you told me to sum up this pay-per-view in what I've heard from other people, mixed bag show. Some people think it's good. Other people are like, yeah, no, try not to do this again on the next one. Different. Let's see here. E was going in on that. Everyone's talking about the Mina one now. Mina gets an F. I loved it. I wish it went longer. I thought the Mina thing was cool how they did it. Why the turn had to happen and stuff. I guess we have to wait for the explanation. People are waiting for Toni Storm. I hope people weren't expecting Toni Storm though. I wasn't expecting it. Were you?
Of course I was.
She just announced her retirement too soon to blow off that announcement.
Okay.
In my opinion, that was the flag. Like, yeah, she's not there.
Okay.
I still think that match happens in the beginning of 2025.
Gotcha.
Let me see here. Sean Conrad, 6:30 for 0 hour, 8 to 12 for pay-per-view, ready for sleep by 10 Eastern.
Joel, I hear you, but to me, AEW is putting its best foot forward as far as trying to give you value for a $50 pay-per-view. Did they deliver this particular time? No, but they had many times in the past.
Yeah, listen, most of the time, their bad pay-per-view is something I'll still take over some other bad ones I've seen, in my opinion. Okay, 10 matches on the pay-per-view. Let me see here. I can agree about the Mariah segment making it feel like a bad Dynamite. I personally didn't like the main event at all. I can't take an hour and a half, 0 hour, and 10 matches on a pay-per-view.
It's a long show. I'm not saying it's not. It's a long show.
It is, but I don't like when I don't get to see anybody else underneath on the cards either if it's too small. Like, that's troublesome too. Think about this. Pretend you got 5. How many people are employed in AEW? What's the roster size, would you guess? 200? For argument's sake, let's just say that.
Yeah, for a nice round number, yeah.
200. How many people are in these matches, would you say, right now? What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8. What is that? That's
25 people.
30 people out of 200.
Yeah.
How do you think those other guys feel sitting back there? They're mad. They're back there like, you got something for me to do tonight? You got something for me?
Right.
They want to work. How do you think it feels in other companies? Like, these guys want to work, man. It's pressure. It's pressure to get whomever on and putting them in the best spot. The Outrunners are super over, just like they just gave Private Party a chance. They're over, and House of Black's catching fire now too. You can't push all three. All three can't be the tag champs.
Whether it be Joel or anybody else in this chat who thinks the pay-per-views are too long, and I respect everybody's opinion, would you rather have this, and we're going to get into it soon, would you rather have this than trying at least to give you your best quality for your buck, your best bang for your buck, or WWE literally insulting us by putting up together a 3-match pay-per-view, which will probably end up being 5 with 2 matches we don't even care about? A crack club sandwich. To me, as bad as AEW, this is why I always bring it back home, Conrad, as bad as I thought Full Gear was, and by the way, a C is not bad, it's average. As average as I thought Full Gear was, at least they tried.
Okay. McKinney asked top 3 matches I should watch, Sean. So he's asking you for top 3 matches on the show. What should he go back and watch? And Ospreay is out of the question.
Top 3 matches besides Ospreay is going to be the Mercedes match, the Fletch. Oh, sorry. Okay, Ospreay doesn't count. The Mercedes match, the Garcia match, and the Hangman and Jay White match.
There you go. And can I say this for Ricochet and Konosuke? I think they were victim of circumstances too, as to how you build a card is very important. Where they were slotted was the death slot. People were just ready to get to the finish of the show to see what would happen.
True. Which was nothing. That's
right. Delayed
Grant
to say Mariah needs to be built up a little bit more before they feed her to Toni Storm. Not wrong. They got to get her a little bit more heat. And that's the tough part too. When you're doing 2 singles titles for the women's division, got to have enough contenders all the time too.
Hot take here, bro.
Go ahead.
as a heterosexual man, do I like to see Mariah May gallivant around the ring? Of course, we all do, right? But as a wrestling fan, that whole sex kitten, whatever, that gets corny after a while. Like, we want to see you wrestle, and we want to see a storyline that makes sense. That segment was trash. I mean, really, it was really bad, Conrad. Really, really bad.
Right? Let me see here. They need to do some moves with ROH. Yeah, I don't know if they're getting a deal or not at this point. Don't know. Was everyone expecting Shane McMahon, and that's why they're disappointed? I think some people are still expecting something out of that. But
I'm expecting something, but not Shane McMahon. I told you who I think is coming.
I'm over it at this point. Like,
okay.
The Shane thing, to me, it's done as a doornail. If he shows up, I'll be surprised more than likely if it happens. But Klaus says, kicking out of the pile driver doesn't bother me. I look at it as the evolution of modern athletes. Bigger, stronger, faster, they can withstand more. How do you feel about that?
I'm with Clown. I understand the premise. I think his premise comes from an educated and intellectual place. However, that's the reason why DDTs and super kicks don't mean anything.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Both ways with that, I think. But I also
can do, Conrad, there's nothing anybody can do to the DDT to make it worth anything anymore.
I'm trying to think of give me a bad 80s finish that they used to do.
The leg drop?
No. Something just basic that would be a trope in any match that you'd be like,
a camel clutch.
Yeah, like, or the headlocks and stuff like that. People want to see movement in that ring. I mean, you could get away with it for a little bit, but certain things you can't get away with anymore. Weakest matches for me were MJF and Roddy. I think the hard thing was for people to get Roderick Strong's character can't be I'm a joke and now I'm serious all of a sudden. Like, he can't turn that quickly unless he did something. Like I said, he should have yelled. He should have not even yelled. He should have said, Max, you took things too far. Throw his glasses at the camera and said, you know what? I'm going to give you the most backbreakers I've ever given anyone in a wrestling ring, whatever, boom. And that's all he had to say. Right. That was it. Cool. We're off to the races then. But MJF not being around.
You're going to pay for your sins. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah. Well, if they told you got 2 minutes, you got to talk. What I said would have been a 30-second promo. You got 2 minutes, bro. Keep talking. And he's like, let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, Survivor Series is all filler for everything but War Games. That's true. Yeah, keep cooking, Hub.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm a little behind on all of these. The bear hug. Yes. You can't get away with that today, Clown. Like I'm telling you, if you did a bear hug, well, I take that back. If you do it the right way, you can get away with it. But you can't do the old 80s I'm hugging you, though. The
bear hug can be manipulated into something sweet. Like, what about the power slam?
Yeah, Delay Grant said it. Body slams and suplexes used to finish matches in the 90s, bro. Float over, Brad Armstrong, Russian leg sweep into the pin. Good times.
We need to bring back the powerplex.
FTR does it.
They kind of do. They do the actual pop? Like, really? Oh,
yeah. Okay. You've never. Yeah, in the tag matches. As soon as I see the quick tag, I know what he's going to do because then Dax or Cash runs. Excuse me. Dax is the one who does the suplex.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, every time. Always a tribute to Power and Glory. We don't have to stay on this. If you guys want to see our review, like I said, it's in the archives. Go check it out. But
a little disappointed in AEW this time around.
Listen. So, can we go to the main event real quick before we move off of this? Main event.
Your show, bro.
I don't like people saying they were confused by the finish of all of this, the chaos part. What was so confusing about, Hangman comes out. He's like, the right thing for me to do here would be take Jon Moxley's head off. Now, I don't know if anyone noticed this. Did you notice what Christian said to Hangman before they had their little...
Enlighten me, bro. Enlighten me.
He said, I'll give you the first title shot. Just let me do what I got to do. Yeah. He's like, okay, sure, because Hangman wants the world title. Christian goes for it. Jay White comes out because Christian screwed him over. The only issue was nobody reacted to Jay White the way they were supposed to because they wanted Christian to do it to Moxley. I get it. It's two heels. But when Jay White came out, I thought the people would have popped for him because what's your feeling on Jay White? Like, I feel like people want to love him, but it doesn't come across that way all the time. It's like weird. It's pockets.
I disagree. I think people love him. I think people have shown they love him. I think he came out in a really weird spot when everybody wanted to see Christian cash in, and people were disappointed that Jay White stopped it.
Right, but we love Christian now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yes, to answer your question, yes. Everybody loves Christian.
As a character, though, I'm saying, should you love Christian in this fatherly role? That sounds so weird to say.
He's just trying to help everybody.
Oh, okay. Making fun of people's dead parents.
Trying to give people some direction.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
All jokes aside, you can't have somebody like Christian come out where it would have been dope if he can. I was excited when Christian came out, Conrad. Real life reaction when Christian came out. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yes, finally something to make this pay-per-view pop. And then here comes Jay White, and I was like, I love Jay White. But that was a bad spot. It was very ill-timed. Another thing, let me bring something up. Let's go back a little bit. We'll talk about the main event again. Chris Statlander, right? Chris Statlander being a babyface again out of nowhere. How does that make sense? Didn't she just turn on Willow Nightingale like 2 weeks ago? I'm saying facetiously 2 weeks ago, but like 2 seconds ago, didn't she just turn on Willow Nightingale?
Bruh, I got no reason why.
All of a sudden, Chris Statlander's a babyface again. How does that make sense? They need to reel it in a little bit. And the main event to Keon Stallion, that was a cluster. You know what, bro? Hangman coming out, then going away. Christian coming out. The fans were popping for Christian. Here comes Jay White. Yes, we all know that Christian screwed over Jay White previously. At that point, nobody cared, Conrad. I didn't care.
Do you see what I'm saying? Jay White's supposed to be the face, and if you want Tony to push people, right, you have to cheer for these people. You got to buy their merch. You got to show that you like. If that's your dude, that's your dude. I'm not even telling you who to cheer for. If that's your guy, then make that your guy. But you can't say like, why are they doing this? Christian's evil. He's supposed to be, but apparently they hate Moxley more. Right? Should I read it that way? Okay, you hate Moxley more than Christian. You just want Christian to be the champ.
I think Christian cashing in. Matter of fact, I didn't even know I was going to say this. I'm about to give you a soundbite, Conrad. Give us a soundbite. Christian Cage cashing in successfully would have saved that pay-per-view. Christian Cage in that moment would have saved Full Gear 2024 had he successfully cashed in.
Can I say something?
The crowd would have went nuts.
Can I say something how I feel about the briefcase? I'm tired of the briefcases.
Okay.
In AEW, WWE, only company I thought that did it right was Lucha Underground. I'm done with this whole, I have a contract, I can do it whenever I want. There was no ref out there, number one, for Christian to even have count the fall. There's a lot to all of this. What's up, Terrell? He said he didn't finish the pay-per-view either. Sickles knew the plot because we watched Collision. We had a lot of Dynamite only. Yes. That's something else you could tell lately, too, is when they put stuff on Collision. I have these conversations with some other people we're mutual friends with, Sean, and they'll say, like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, did you watch Collision? Well, no. And I'm like, oh, well, let me refresh you, my friend, before Dynamite shows you the highlights. Oh, well. If it didn't happen on Dynamite, it didn't matter then, like we're not going to play that game either. Let me see here. So what I'm hearing is 3 heels ran up on the champion. So Jay White is a face now because he still acts like a heel. What? No, Jay White's been a face since they returned.
Yeah, Jay White's been a face since he came back to beat Hangman at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think it told more about it, and it leaves you with questions. The chaotic ending with Darby could have been better done, maybe. I think people. So you're saying you would have been more excited if that was the finish to Dynamite instead of here?
That would have been dope if it was the end of Dynamite, but not for $50.
Interesting.
You know who should have been in that car? Shane McMahon. Unrealistic. I admit, unrealistic, or Edge.
I thought it was Adam Copeland when I first saw the car.
Right. I thought if it had been Edge, I would have been like, yo, that's dope. That's dope. But it wasn't.
Right. Good stuff here. As wrestling fans, we are programmed with a pavilion response. Anytime a cash in could happen, no matter what. If it's heel versus heel Dolph versus Del Rio. Yeah, people usually just go crazy for a cash in too. That is also very true. AEW wants both shows to matter, but only half the fan base watches Collision. That's true. And I don't know how to get people. Saturday night's a tough night. Got to change that. Yeah, Darby was tripping. E. I won't put up your comment because I don't know if I can say that on the air. But yeah, Darby was definitely bugging for sure. Moving on to new things here, and I'm trying to clock our times because I put chapters in for you guys every week. By the way, I told Sean this. I also have now set up playlists so you guys can listen to like old AEW like reviews that me and Sean have done, or when we missed the pay-per-view show, if you're like, man, I wonder what they said about All Out 2023. You can go back and listen to it now. So we'll have those popping up in here. European title real quick. Why? Just because I feel like it. European Championship facts. Sean, who's your favorite European champion of all time?
Shawn Michaels.
How dare you? But also legend. Most reigns. We got a tie between D'Lo Brown and William Regal. So if someone ever asks you this, or if you're ever on Jeopardy, you remember we gave it to you here on Clash of the Podcast.
Yep.
The first holder of the European Championship. British Bulldog. Now, final holder, I don't know if I agree with this. They say it's Jeff Hardy. He was the last, like, solo European champion. When they merged him, I feel like RVD's technically the last.
If RVD was celebrating with both belts, that means RVD was.
Right? When they merged him, didn't he celebrate with both?
It was a unification, yeah.
Yeah. That's when they were trying to get rid of all the belts. Shortest reign, Chris Jericho. Short one after WrestleMania 2000.
Mamacita.
That reminds me of AEW when you were saying the stuff about it. I thought of the year 2000 in WWE where all the pay-per-views were bangers, and then WrestleMania came on, and Full Gear is not WrestleMania for the record. I won't put it but womp, womp, womp. You blew the biggest show of the year, but you knocked everything else out the park. Like, boom, 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 boom. It happens.
By the way, big shout out to D'Lo from Helsinki, Finland.
That's right, my man D'Lo. D'Lo and X-Pac, one of my favorite feuds. Longest reign, British Bulldog. That's because he didn't defend it that first year. Yeah,
exactly. He held it for like ever without putting it on the line.
Youngest champion, man, I know I'm getting old. Jeff Hardy, and the oldest champion, Mr. DDP.
And that is a good thing.
Hit the smile. Now you got to do it. Show the teeth. Yep. Christian made that work too.
Kurt Angle was the first ever Eurocontinental champion, except D'Lo Brown because he doesn't count.
Kurt Angle was a fool for that. Yeah, D'Lo doesn't count. Look at people. You're looking at the real deal now. D'Lo is my favorite. Yo, anytime I play WrestleMania 2000, bro, I'm picking D'Lo Brown and I'm hitting the sky high on somebody. Always.
Greatest D'Lo Brown pop of all time. I'll give you a hint. I'm talking about entrance. Greatest D'Lo Brown popped entrance of all time.
SummerSlam
1999. The crowd was going nuts for that guy.
Yeah, D'Lo was the
just for that idiot Mark Henry to ruin everything.
E, you gotta chill, bro. Gotta chill in the chat, in the comments. Kurt Angle when he was the Eurocontinental champ. Kurt Angle was funny, bro. Hilarious. Sticking back. All right, now we're going back into our AEW bag. Me and Sean are good now. We're done arguing about the rest of that show.
There you go.
We've got some matches announced here for Wrestle Dynasty. Zack Sabre Jr., Ricochet. Yes, and yes. Two contrasting styles. Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. I just need Gabe Kidd talking. Gabe Kidd's going to be talking wild. Better control that mouth if you ever come over here on these side of things. But go ahead, Gabe Kidd. Go off.
She said.
Tomohiro Ishii will take on either, well, it's for the Neverweight Championship, but it'll either be Shingo Takagi or Konosuke Takeshita.
Mm-hmm.
What match would you rather see?
Takeshita, because it'll probably be an AEW international title match that Takeshita will win.
Man. Yo, shout out to Ishii, man. He never gets the credit he deserves for the work he's doing.
Maybe both titles can be on the line, something like that.
Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry. Tsuji is someone you need to watch out for. Him and the guy underneath him are two people who I think, to me, it's between these two who you build the company around for the future. Shota Umino, who was Jon Moxley's protege, his father, Red Shoes, who was the referee in New Japan, taking on Claudio. Jon Moxley has sent I believe it was mercenary, the word he used. He's sending someone over to take care of him. Everyone would have bet their last dollar it was Yuta. Claudio's going over to handle him. He said, you got out of line talking to Moxley. Is that bad for what you're saying, or you think Shooter's getting beat down?
I think Shooter's getting the crap beat out of him.
I think you do a character change with Shooter here. Okay. I think you have Moxley beat Sensei to him. He's like, I get it now, and he kind of becomes, the Death Rider of New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan, right?
We have a little mini tournament for an International Women's Cup. We saw the ROH representatives. We got the CML representatives. We're waiting for Stardom and AEW to announce who's on their side of things.
Right. There's definitely this little intriguing. I agree.
Little mini tournament there.
Yeah.
I know Jesse will be upset about it, but too bad. Tournaments are tournaments. And the Young Bucks are going to be in action, but we don't know what they're doing just yet. And they were announced when they were the tag champs, so interesting.
I like the intrigue. Oh, speaking of intrigue.
What'd you think, Sean? Your guy Ricky Starks showed up at the mall. By the way, for people who just think Ricky Starks showed up, you guys do know that permission has to be granted for AEW to do these things, right? Just putting it out there. And he was backstage at Full Gear. And Joel says, yes, Shota versus ZSJ is Wrestle Kingdom. So that's the night before the show.
Nice.
Jesse in the chat. Perfect timing when I was talking about them tournaments.
What up, Jess?
What up? Pro Wrestler Shoot goes live on Tuesdays. He's got some good content coming up for you. Jesse, let him know in the chat. But going back to you, man, what'd you think? Ricky Starks, man. He's been benched for a long time, he feels like. So,
I mean, sometimes you have to go away for a little bit and come back to a pop and maybe get some energy going underneath yourself. For me, he's a very talented guy, but his window might be closing.
I want you to be an agent, Sean. Put on your Paul Heyman hat. I threw mine over there. It's too far now. You're Ricky Starks' agent. When the time comes for him to sign a new deal, what do you do? I'm sure you'll have a WWE offer. You got an AEW offer. What do you do? What would you tell him?
I would say sign with AEW.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
I might disagree with you on that one. I think go to WWE. Try it.
I don't want no NXT crap for that kid. I think that kid is far too talented to be in NXT.
And he ain't a kid either. He's got time.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean.
Deanna said they have dropped the ball bad with Starks.
Yeah, that's why I said Deanna, we were on the same page tonight. That's why I say his window's closing, bro. I think his GCW appearance was cool, but we gotta capitalize on this thing right away, man.
Right? Jesse sighing at tournaments. He said he was running his mouth. Did he take a bump? I don't believe so. I think he interrupted Jimmy Lloyd from GCW. He's competing at Hog and GCW next month, I believe. Hog is in January. Yes.
House of Glory, man. Shout out to House of Glory.
Yeah, he's doing the indies. I mean, I'm sure he could have been doing this stuff. I don't know. I don't know what
you have to get yourself back in the public eye again. I mean, I think this time off, sometimes time off can help and sometimes it can hurt.
Well, he's coming back. He's got to deliver big time. He's going up on Saturday, December 14th. Hey, it's on Trailer TV. Highest in the room. Ricky Starks versus Matt Cardona. It's going to be in LA. So you're going to have to deliver going up against Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona seems hungry. He seems like he wants to get back into the bigger companies now.
Matt Cardona is hungry, but Matt Cardona needs to understand how he was treated before and not be so eager to be treated that way again. You slap me in the face just because it doesn't hurt anymore doesn't mean you didn't slap me.
Leon the King TV. What up, Leon? He says, I agree with Hub. Keep him signed in AEW. WWE will book him like a jobber. Leon's words, not mine.
Leon the King. Thank you, sir. Thank you for understanding what I've been saying all along. WWE doesn't value outside talent. And when WWE brings in former world champions, former tag team champions, former whatever champions from other organizations and puts them in their developmental organization, that means they don't respect you. And they are using you to diminish. Hello, let me say it again for the people in the back. Diminish your career accomplishments.
Can I push back a little? Would you say that for Cody, though?
Oh, Cody doesn't count that butt kisser.
Is it because he was the chosen one, like I always said? The first one to go over is the chosen.
Because he's a freaking sellout. Don't get me started on Cody Rhodes. Don't you get me started on that guy.
It was a slight pushback.
No, you can push back all you want, bro. I appreciate that, but don't get me started on Cody Rhodes. Oh my God!
They've been doing that former AWA champ. How's that IC title look for you, Daddy?
Exactly.
He's
No, but
a fool.
that's actually a good point by Easy. Mr. Perfect was one of the greatest athletes of all time, and he never was world champion. Never. Don't get me started. Now you're making me mad, bro. Don't get me started.
I just asked a question.
Is it the same with Cody Rhodes? Of course, it's not the same with Cody Rhodes when he's him and all of a sudden Paul Levesque are best friends. Don't get me started on Cody Rhodes. Let's move on to something else.
Let's get back into the AEW side of things here. Continental Classic coming up. Sorry, Jesse, more tournament talk. I'm a fan, baby. I love the Continental Classic. I love round robin tournaments. Ever since I played WCW versus the World as a kid, this is how I learned what round robin tournaments are, how they work. You got to go through and have matches. Here is a graphic for you guys. This is the blue side of things, Sean. Sean, do you want to go through the blue side? Who's in this?
Big shout out to this roster of Blue League competitors in the Continental Classic. You have Okada. You have Kyle Fletcher, the guy who just defeated Will Ospreay, which is a huge deal for him. The new TNT champion, Daniel Garcia. Mark Briscoe. Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Syndicate. And Mortos.
Looks like a dub, right?
Oh, yeah. The bracket is good.
So look at Okada. Go to the right. His match against Kyle Fletcher will be scored there. Match against Garcia will be scored. Briscoe, et cetera, et cetera. Who has the most points at the end? Gold League. I'll let Sean go through this one as well. It's the exact same thing.
The guy who has a situation where he doesn't know how to drive, Darby Allin. Claudio Castagnoli. The best wrestler alive today, in my opinion, Will Ospreay, who just lost at Full Gear. Ricochet is in the building. Brody King has a little bit of momentum, and Juice Robinson.
My boy, Juice. I like it, man. I think this tournament could be a lot of fun. Blue and Gold League will meet in the finals again. I wouldn't be. There's a lot of options for who could win this and who could take this home. I think this plays into the Ricochet. So this is filled with multiple stories because people are going to tell you there's no stories happening right now. And if you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if you don't, I'm educating you right now on it. They tell multiple stories throughout this. So listen, there are people in who you're here to eat pins. I'm sure you can figure out who's that. There are people, they're going to have multiple stories in here. Okada's story in this is, can Okada become the most winningest tournament wrestler of all time, breaking Masahiro Chono's record of big-time tournaments? That is what Okada's going for. And he's arrogant, and he knows how good he is. Kyle Fletcher, new kid on the block. He's ready to do it. Garcia, his story last year is going to play into this. He was the bottom of the run guy looking to just get a win and get some momentum, and that's how he got led to the TNT Championship. Well, here he is now.
Yep.
How does he fare better? Mark Briscoe, he's on a downturn of things. What is he going to do? Shelton Benjamin, he's probably the hitman for the Hurt Syndicate. He's here to beat people up. Beast Mortos, he's here. We know why. We also have Darby Allin. Darby Allin has a story. He's trying to get to the World Championship, but look who else is in there. Claudio, another fold in that story. Will Ospreay is the story. Will Ospreay gets to meet Kyle Fletcher to get his revenge? Maybe. Is it Will Ospreay faces Okada and gets his revenge against Kazuchika Okada again? Maybe. You could do that as well. Ricochet, is he joining the Hurt Syndicate? Like, that could be playing into this. You're losing, brother. What did I tell you? I gave you the card. Call me.
There you go.
Brody King, they got momentum. Juice Robinson. You know why Jay White ain't in it? I'm just letting you know. And I love Juice, for the record. All right?
Hard not to. Hard not to.
Right. Sorry, I'm going back into this. I see everyone's comments. Jesse said, yep, let's sign him to the company that doesn't give you TV time with AEW. Let's see. Hubs Conrad just wants you to woe with him. Please stop saying that. Please. Someone tell Ukes what a round robin is. Aki knew in 97. Benjamin's winning. I wouldn't go that far. I don't got Shelton winning this. I think he'll put on a good showing.
I think a Fletcher versus Ospreay rematch is the most logical outcome.
You know what else is good about these tournaments, Sean? You could do a comeback story within the tournament because it fits better for pro wrestling than the one and done. CJ, they could have put Dynamite Kid in this. Yeah, I thought Tom Bellington. Nick Wayne was another person I thought you could have put in this. But like I said, they might be focal points on Ring of Honor if I had it my way. Maybe they're saving them for the Owen. Could be. Will there ever be a women's C2 in the future?
There should be.
If you want to do it, I say spread it out, though. Don't do them at the same time.
Well, no, certainly don't have them simultaneous.
Let me see here. Blue, it will be Okada winning. Gold, it'll be Ospreay or Ricochet. Darby needs to shift focus on Mox. It was Shane McMahon in that car. I don't think so, Terrell. I don't think so. Okada said Shono who? Yo, terrible. Okada is arrogant. I hope I get Gold League matches when I go to Hammerstein. I think you're going to get both, Matt.
You are going to get both.
Yeah, I think you'll end up getting both sides of things. Let's wrap up this AEW news. AEW Grand Slam Australia is likely to be moving to another venue and should be announced sooner than later, according to Fight.
Conrad just lost, or I think we lost. Chat, let us know what you see. Oh, Conrad, there you go. You're back.
Yeah, I'm right here. Sorry.
It's all good.
If you guys lost me, let me know. I didn't see myself disappear.
Yeah, we lost for about 10 seconds.
Did you lose my audio?
Yep.
Okay, well, let me read this again. AEW Grand Slam. Australia is likely moving to another venue. It should be announced sooner than later. I've been told by people who live in Australia, friends of the show, that it is not in the ideal spot for Australia. They think that it should be in Sydney. It seems like it's in a place where it's hard to get to. I heard the VIP tickets move well, but it's the general ones that they can't get to move now.
Interesting.
Where would you suggest putting this?
I mean, I think it should be where they do the Australian Open.
Could do that. Do they have an arena? Someone's got to know. They must have an arena there. Someone said an arena they think will sell out, but just not the big stadium. You're not filling that up. I see people talking about Shelton in here. Do it in the Sydney Opera House, he said.
Melbourne. Australian Open.
Yeah, some people said Sydney. Like I said, I know this is in a different spot than I've never heard of it before. But
what I'm saying is the Grand Slam. The Australian Open is one of the Grand Slam events. So they
like
have it because the Grand Slam for New York, is the U.S. Open, and they have it in Arthur Ashe Stadium where the U.S. Open takes place. So what I'm saying is that why not have,
how big is Sydney Opera? Does anybody know? Sorry,
no, it's all right.
Sean's our Google guy right now.
How big is what?
Sydney Opera. How many people does it hold? Makes me wonder. Or do people think that they should just move it to the States entirely and just pick a smaller venue and just call it a day?
I think, no, see, you got to be careful when you name stuff Grand Slam because then you can't move it anywhere but to a place that holds, you know what I'm trying to say? A Grand Slam event. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people, I don't think people picked up on the fact that the U.S. Open takes place in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Therefore, that's why they call it Grand Slam. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, if you're going to go to Australia, by the way, it holds 5,700 people.
Okay, that's fair. That you could do that. That shouldn't be too bad. Quill says that they do have an arena. Rod Laver, I hope I'm saying that correctly. If anyone's from Australia, please yell at me if I'm saying that wrong. Yeah. Shout out to Terrell for putting Panama City, Florida in the comments there.
And Rod, thank you. Rod Laver Arena, exactly. That is where the Australian Open takes place in Melbourne, right? So, like I said, you got to be careful, Conrad. You got to be careful when you call something a Grand Slam because that boxes you in. Like if you're going to have, that means when you go, if you ever decide to go to France or Paris, you have to have it at Wimbledon.
Sometimes you got to WrestleMania 7 these things.
Well, that's a fact.
Let me see. Oh, hold on. It's pronounced labor. Sorry. My bad. I said you could correct me. My bad.
You know, it's just one of those things. You can't put your foot in your mouth. See, I can't stress it enough. Grand Slam implies you have to do your homework. See, people who watch all sports know that Grand Slam means there's the 4 biggest events in tennis. That is the French, Australian, Wimbledon, and US. So you have to have it in those venues or it's not really a Grand Slam, right?
Yeah, technically. Yeah. You're not wrong. They either have to find another open or change the name. Yeah. You're already moving the event. What's the difference?
Right, change the name. Exactly.
Okay. Welcome to St. Valentine's Day Massacre Part 2. I don't know. I know. Don't say I don't make jokes about AEW people. That's all I can
All
say.
I know is if they ever had Wimbledon, it would be an easy sell, like the war at Wimbledon.
Wasn't there pushback for the fact that Australia really couldn't get AEW programming, so it was a blind shot booking, in my opinion? Hope they find a great spot. I remember people saying that early on, McKinney. I won't lie to you and act like I didn't see it. I saw people saying it. Yeah. So, okay. So they do have multiple seat venues from a quick wiki check, he says, as well.
Well, no, let me correct something. No, let me be clear, because I'm seeing that there are 4 Grand Slams. The Grand
He says there's only one.
No, that's incorrect. The Grand Slam of tennis equates to 4 events. The 4 biggest events in all of professional tennis.
And Sean is correct. I just did a little quick wiki search myself. Listen, I'm not Mr. Tennis. This stuff used to interrupt Monday Night Raw back in the day. I would be angry about it. Right. Not going to lie. So Sean was there watching it, weren't you? He's going up.
Tennis. I like tennis.
Fedor throws it up.
Yeah. Andre Agassi was my guy.
Look at him. Send in your super chats now for it. And yeah. Well, listen, at the end of the day, I'll say this. No, I mean AEW Grand Slam. I don't mean no tennis talk. Okay. Sorry. It was when you wrote that then. Who said something about Manhattan Center? When the tickets go for the Manhattan Center shows? Ask Matt Lopez, because he might know better than me right now for the tickets. I don't know if they're in pre-sale stage or what. Sean, let's read this last AEW news item. Let's go. Get into it.
Sean Rossap of Fightful. He says Penta's deal with AEW is expected to be up next week. Fightful Select has learned. Full details. So Penta, okay, his deal with AEW is about to expire.
I'm saying get him for the Royal Rumble. Put him in.
There you go.
Package pile drive Rey Mysterio or Dominic Mysterio or somebody. Cody. It could be Cody too for all I care. Touché. Get Penta over there, man. Let him do his work, man.
Touché.
Joel, thank you. $2 super chat saying Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Joel, and your family.
I appreciate it.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, after we talk about Guy Will Gamble's awesome comment, he says young Conrad was angry at Pete Sampras. He sure was, man. He sure was. I could see, what kind of BS is this? I want to see Raw.
Manhattan Center went on sale today. That was probably when Raw was in the Manhattan Center, bringing it full circle right now.
100. So a big little programming note for you guys. This coming Wednesday is going to be the Clash of the Podcast doubleheader. First time ever on a Wednesday night. We're going to have 2 shows literally back to back. Really excited to talk about this, guys. I put it on social media yesterday. It's going to be a live edition of Hubbonomics. We're going to be talking about the Bloodline timeline on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel at 9:05, and immediately following will be a Thanksgiving Eve edition of Everything Pro Wrestling AEW Review at 10 p.m. So get yourself locked in. I know you'll be watching AEW at the same time, but Hubbard Wrestling Weekly will be live for Hubbonomics, and immediately following will be EPW. So, for the first time ever, the Clash of the Podcast doubleheader, Thanksgiving Eve. Wrestling was made for Thanksgiving Eve, and we are making it happen.
Yo, shout out to Quills in the chat. Yo, by the way, we haven't told y'all, we're thankful for you guys. I got people just Wikipedia stuff. We're dropping tennis knowledge in here. I'm about to play some Top Spin right after this. Shout out to 2K.
Why didn't nobody know? And E didn't care, so I let him off the hook. But you have to know okay.
No, I misinterpreted E's comment. No. E was talking about. Oh, go ahead.
No, E didn't. I'm saying you're right. E didn't care. That's why I'm letting him off the hook. He's fine. What I'm saying is, in general, you have to know what a Grand Slam is in tennis. Even if you're not a fan, you have to have heard about Grand Slam. Even, in matter of fact, I'm going to take it a step further. Even if you didn't know what Grand Slam meant, when AEW announces an event called Grand Slam, wouldn't that make someone who want to be like, why are they calling it Grand Slam? Is it a baseball stadium? No. Maybe we should look it up. Maybe we shouldn't be inquisitive.
Maybe that's where they should move the event.
Grand Slam, huh?
Maybe that's where they should move the event to a baseball stadium.
Maybe that's where they should move the event.
Just saying, putting it out there.
So listen, but you know what? You're boxing yourself in, bro. You know why? Because I'm telling you now. Matter of fact, first, this is exclusive for Clash of the Podcast. Never thought about this before this today. AEW screwed up. You're calling your event AEW Grand Slam, but you're only doing it at one Grand Slam venue. Now, the fact that they're going to Australia is a good start, but that means they have to have it in Melbourne, because if they don't have it at Melbourne at the blah, blah, blah arena, Quilly, I don't know how to say it, don't judge me. If they don't have it at that arena, it's not legitimizing the name Grand Slam.
That's what I'm saying, bro. AEW baseball. Here we go. It exists. It's going down. We'll see. They're going to have to wiggle their way up out of that one. We'll keep you guys posted. Hopefully we get Penta and keep things moving. On the SmackDown side of things, we do have a finals that is going to be taking place at Saturday night's main event. We have a United States Women's Championship tournament. We had a match with Bianca Belair. Who else was in this? Blair Davenport. Sorry, we haven't seen her enough really lately. Chelsea Green picks up the win because Bianca was distracted. Sean, I know the feelings were hurt, man. Jay Cargill laid out. They asked who did it. Wrong answers. I said Triple H O2.
Conrad, you have to give me the whole screen for this one. For the first, you have to keep the whole screen on me for this one.
You listen.
Conrad!
Listen here. We are not going to let Sean go off the rails, y'all.
No, I'm not. Listen, you're going to be so. I wrote to you earlier today what I'm going to say. This is the opposite of what I normally do. Guys, I was very upset that Jay Cargill got taken off the pay-per-view. I was ready to rip Triple H to shreds. But we found out that allegedly Jay Cargill has a legitimate injury. Therefore, I have no problem with her being taken off the pay-per-view. Had she not been injured and this just been a storyline, I would have been very upset and I would have lost my crap. But in this case, I have nothing to be angry about.
Credit to Uncle Dave, as Rob has put in here. So, and you did say that on when did we talk about? Was it Thursday? No, SmackDown happened Friday. Was it on the Full Gear?
I said I was going to lose my crap when I talked to you on Friday, but then today when you sent me the update, I said,
yeah, we talked so much I couldn't remember. So this was said in confidence. So yes, he did say this beforehand though. And Rob said, like I said, give credit to Dave Meltzer and them, and hopefully he ain't wrong. Uncle Dave, we don't speak to geeks. Yo, wow. Shout out to the Hurt Syndicate for ripping apart that dude when he said F4W online, and Tony was like, "Oh, that's the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer and them," and then he was like, "Yeah, we ain't talking to them."
I gotta give M. Leezy some credit though, because highlight M. Leezy's comment, bro? Because
this one,
no, M. Leezy. Shout out to Mike Feezy, but I'm talking
sorry.
It's all good. This does open up some possibilities. Now that we know Jay Cargill's legitimately hurt. And now that we know that there's a legit reason for her to be pulled from the pay-per-view, now we need to speculate on who did it for The Rock.
I'm a bad man.
No, I'm serious though. Now we have a storyline. Now let's see if we can take this unfortunate thing that happened to Jay Cargill, get well soon, Jade, and find out who did it. Let's figure this thing out now. Now we need to build a story about who attacked Jay Cargill.
Well, there's only a couple good options, I think.
Charlotte and Bianca.
I wasn't even going to say Charlotte. I was going to say Naomi, Bayley. Bianca was in the ring. I would hope that she didn't beat her up and leave her there.
So was Triple H.
What do you mean? Oh, here. I saw the camera at SummerSlam.
I knew you'd get it eventually. It took you 2 seconds, bro. So Triple H was in the ring when Shawn Michaels got attacked.
The distorter.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it was Bianca.
Shawn, I cared about you. I was like, you didn't care about you pedigreed him.
BK is dead. Oh my God, Hunter, please stop it.
You're darn right I did.
So
yeah.
So that opens up the possibility. Maybe Bianca did do it.
Maybe.
But it probably was gonna be something corny, like either Bailey, which would be okay, I guess, or Charlotte.
I think you could even reveal it on main event, because who are you going to give the title to? Who should be the first women's champion? To me, it's either Bailey or Naomi.
Naomi deserves it wholeheartedly.
Well, I wouldn't be upset with Chelsea Green. She has put in a lot of good work. I just don't know, first champion. There's a lot of people who've been, in hotter spots than you, and they've been performing.
I agree. I agree. I wouldn't be mad if Chelsea Green won it.
Right? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I love it, man. Tiefer coming in with some heat. I thought AEW was the company that wrestlers get injured in. I don't want to speak.
Wow, Tiefer.
Yeah, I feel I don't like anyone getting injured. I don't care what company. It could be anywhere. Like, yeah. So get well wishes for Jade Cargill. Mia Yim did say she was excluded from the tournament.
Well, they're saying he's saying Mia Yim did it because she was excluded from the tournament.
Hold on, wasn't she in? Michin's in.
Okay, so Emleezy, did you mean the tournament or did you mean Survivor Series?
Maybe the team.
Yeah, maybe the team. Yeah, maybe the team.
Tiffany Stratton's up in that mix too still. So keep that in mind. Yep. Let's see here. Moving on. Rhea Ripley's back. She's been coming back out with the LeBron James mask, the Batman, I don't know what you want to call it, the Phantom of the Opera Undertaker mask, and she's beating people with kendo sticks. I'm not hyped for this women's War Games match, really. I don't know. I'm just meh. I'm not saying I like the people in it. I just don't feel the connection to it, if that makes sense.
I think it's been poorly put together. I think all 10 women, or 11 if you count Jade, are worthy of being in the match. But as far as the story leading up to it, it's been lackluster in my opinion. Unless you're gonna have, well, Quilly's saying snore, but I'm gonna go a better route and say, what if Tiffany Stratton cashes in? But I'm tired of waiting for her to cash in. It's getting boring at this point.
Deanna says Catwoman. I like that.
Oh.
Let's see. Let me not start. I'll tell you a story after how I could do that so fast.
Okay, cool.
With that, no, I'll probably get in trouble for it because it's a joke. If she has a broken orbital, shouldn't a headbutt be the first offensive move you would do? Yeah, I don't know why she's headbutting people.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Rhea blazed Dragon Lee when her and Dom first met him, and now she's Catwoman. Yo, chill. So yeah, they did what they had to do for it. I'm just not feeling the connection. I think you could have made this a Survivor Series match, and I'd have been just fine with it. But
I think the whole thing should have. I mean, Survivor Series matches being outdated now, it really bothers me. I was watching Survivor Series 1994 this morning, and it really made me feel good to see those old traditional teams.
I watched 03 last night randomly.
Interesting, nice.
Yeah. Reviews in the archives, by the way. Shinsuke Nakamura is back. I don't know why he's dressed like this. I don't know what they're doing with him. Do you think Nakamura's back to become the U.S. champ, or do you think he's just here for another dub real quick for someone?
I think
for LA Knight.
Nakamura is there because he works for World Wrestling Entertainment.
You don't have any?
Zero hope.
Okay. I
have less hope for him than I had for Jey Uso winning a singles championship before he actually won
it. Jesse says, I think he looks cool.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Jesse, we appreciate you, bro, but I couldn't disagree more.
I guess if you're going to use him consistently, maybe it'll be better. But he just came back. It's a new look, and I'm just like, you're doing the same thing you did with him before. Okay.
It's the same Seth Rollins thing, bro.
Yeah, I hope things go good for Shinsuke. He deserves it, in my opinion. He kind of got messed over with.
He deserves better, but he will not get better in World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, and I think he's Yeah, I think he's gonna ride.
He needs to go to New Japan and become the New Japan World Heavyweight Champion, and that should be his holy grail.
Clown, I always loved the random names they gave teams back in the day. 100%. By the way, WWE Vault has like SummerSlam. I think it's 1990. Is that when it was Perfect in Demolition? In the opener?
You said SummerSlam. I think you meant Survivor Series.
I meant Survivor Series. Sorry.
1990.
SS.
1990.
Yeah. Yes. That's why Sean's here, folks. Let me see. Put it on Naomi. Evil Shin will be back out in a month.
Literally, Deanna. Literally.
I like the face paint. That dude needed something different. I just feel it's minimal, Jesse. Is that a fair thing to say? Like, it's like, okay, well, prove it to me now. Like, prove to me that you're going to do something different with him than what you've done before, but we'll see. Bianca may have did it. She did. She's a former WrestleMania main eventer, 3-time champion. Now she's babysitting the new girl in the tag title run for a mid-card title. Ooh.
You know something? I am so sick, to Emily's point, I am so sick of carrying you around. You come in here. This is my company. Who do you think you are? You come from somewhere else and all of a sudden you want to ride my coattails? Do you understand who I am? I am the EST of WWE. She needs to turn heel yesterday.
I would argue that Ciampa in that storyline, I think the Street Profits could turn heel too.
I agree. All I'm saying, bro, is this. When it comes to Bianca Belair, I'm just going to be real with you. She's on her own against the wall.
All right, I'm out. As soon as someone starts doing the themes, you know it's time. That's it. Look in my eyes. What do you see? McKinney says, I think Shin should win because LA Knight's run is getting stale. See, but I don't think they did LA Knight any favors either, though. What does he have?
U.S. champ.
But what does he have to sink his teeth into? Shinsuke is happy cashing the checks. He ain't going for the jaw for strong style. He'll be out there looking at Tyson versus Paul. Hubs Bianca needs that Bailey makeover. Talking that heel turn. One of my favorite segments from SmackDown. I love this, Sean. I told you this is
God.
I thought Kevin Owens was fantastic.
Oh, Kevin Owens, yeah, he was great. I thought you were talking about Cody.
I thought, well, it takes two to tango on the mic here.
Yeah, well, Cody was corny.
If you give credit to Kevin, you gotta give credit to Cody.
It's nobody's fault but your own. Who are you? Are you his dad now? Shut up.
Well, Kevin's clearly not lying.
And by the way, I can't blame Cody for this part. Chat, back me up on this. Are you seriously going to get on a microphone and say to me and the entire world, whether it's at Survivor Series or at Saturday night's main event?
That's not fair what you're doing right now with your face, too. That's not fair what you're doing, and you know what you're doing.
Are you kidding me? You talk about shill. Give me a break. You're gonna promo 3 pay-per-views in your diatribe? Are you serious? That's the corniest crap. Yo, Cody needs to chill, bro. Or whoever's writing corny stuff, he needs to chill, man. That's like, Conrad, whether it's right here on Clash of the Podcast or if it's next week on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly or on the EPW channel, one way or another, brother, I'm going to get you, dude.
It worked in 1990.
Freaking loser.
Cactus, welcome. Cactus coming in here thinking he's the Christian Cage of Clash of the Podcast. Does someone need a dad? Cactus is here. Sit down, sir. Or if it's XGW, it's going to happen, Captain. Appreciate you, Cactus. Appreciate you. I thought they did a good job with this promo. I want to see their fight. I would have loved for it to be on Survivor Series, but I'm like, they're not going to give us that much juice for it. They got War Games matches, so they're not going to give us all that. But now you need heat for Saturday night's main event. I guess this is the good time for me to show the picture. Ta-da! It's been announced Saturday, December 14th, just in time for Derek's birthday, for a match on Long Island, New York. I think they also knew not to do this in Vancouver because I think Kevin Owens would have got cheered. And that's not the reaction that you want. Look impressed, Sean. Smile. Be DDP again for a second.
Because that's exactly why they did it, Conrad. And I'm being serious now. That's exactly why they did it. They did it because they didn't want him to get booed in Canada. But you know what? He deserves to get booed in Canada because he sucks right now. You know how sad it is for me to say Cody Rhodes stinks? Cody Rhodes is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And he has come in here. I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand. I hope to God Kevin Owens wins. But you know what? That sounds like a good idea. So you know what that means?
Chat. It's for the world title. Who comes out the winner, Cody or Kevin?
Cody.
And for the love of things, I hope it's not a schmaz finish, but I have a bad feeling in my heart. McKinney said, let me ask you this. If Kevin loses, is Kevin not cooked to people then? Like, bro, how many world title shots have you had since this Roman Reigns thing started? How many? You wrestled twice at the Royal Rumble against Roman and lost, bro. I'm over you getting title shots. Goodbye.
Kevin should win this match, but he won't. He won't.
Is it good enough if it's by DQ or countout? Or
no? Kevin Owens should be the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but it will never happen.
I want to hear what the chat thinks of that. What Sean just said. Tell me who wins this.
Yeah, and by the way, it's who you want to win, not who you think's going to win. We all know who's going to win. It's not a question of that. Cody's going to win. We need to ask who they want to win.
I won't say it's a foregone conclusion yet. I don't feel like Cody's 100% like he's in there. It's the handshake. It's good. Until I see something else happen, you know, like I'm saying, like foreshadowing with someone else, I think Kevin could beat him.
Kevin could beat him, but he won't. It would be great. It's going to be one of those deals. He's going to hit him with a pop-up powerbomb or stunner, 1-2, kick out, 2.5. Cody's going to win. Cody's definitely going to win. And it's a shame because Kevin Owens should win the match. Kevin Owens is over like Rover right now.
Would you be mad if someone kicked out of the stunner?
Yes.
I want you to see my face, though.
I know you're being funny. I know.
Yeah, just putting it up there for stuff we heard earlier. Just saying.
Yeah. And shout out to Jess. I see what you're saying about where it's supposed to go. Like to me,
hold on. I'm gonna catch up with him in one second.
No yeah.
I keep trying to read McKinney's thing here real quick for him. Cody was right though about Kevin playing the victim, but I'm more on Kevin's side because I'd be upset if someone I called a friend teamed with a guy who tried to take me out. Not bad.
Not bad.
Let's see here. Pro Wrestling Shoe says the more titles they introduce, the less I care. AEW, now WWE. Drop the U.S. title. We have gotten to a place of a participation trophy due to fans whining. This is boring now. I hope I read that right. Cody is giving off 2011, 2012 Davey Richards ROH world title run vibes. Expand on that, Matt. Mike must be behind a little bit, but he said, "What you gonna do?" I need the Rock's water bottle. Remember, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. With all due respect.
What you gonna do?
And then all he did was, and then ran out the ring like a punk. Yep. Rock was so good as Hollywood Rock.
He was good.
Let me see here, ladies and gentlemen, the hubster Sean Hogan.
Don't ever listen. I know you mean that joking around, but please don't get that trending for God's sake.
The hubster shirt's coming out tomorrow.
Oh no way! That's one shirt that will never come out. Oh man, I ripped my last shirt at about 9 years old, guys.
Literally cried the first month of Cody's reign. Fans having a voice on social media has absolutely ruined wrestling. Whoa.
Jesse.
Well, no, listen, Sean, I do think sometimes fans will act like, well, we're the paying customers. We're never at fault. No, sometimes we're at fault for what has happened.
But me saying that Cody, I know he's not talking about me specifically, but me saying Cody's gotten cornier is not false. Right. Woe with me. I mean, he told us to woe with him. Like, that's terrible.
That was the corniest thing he said so far since returning. I'm not gonna lie. Deanna says Kevin is my choice.
Okay.
Jesse says Cody 100% wins.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. Cody will win, but Cody should not win the match. He will.
Your prediction is Cody, but your heart's telling you it should be Kevin, though.
Precisely, my brother.
Guy Will Gamble says Owen should win, but that would be a good idea. You know what that means.
You know what that means.
Cactus is going with us. Someone's messing up the match. Kevin Owens should win this. Mike just yells Triple H booking.
Right.
I would love to see KO as champ, like if Cody loses the belt, but where can he go? KO is good with or without the belt. I want Cody to win because I know that's where I know where it's supposed to go. I I'm leaning more towards what Jesse's saying too. I think Cody's got a big Mania match ahead of him, where he is going.
If you smell what Conrad is cooking.
The show, is it in that old dusty USB arena? I think so. That night, right?
That's the Long Island Arena.
Let me see here. Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania. I said it from day one. Terrell might be right. Might be right.
By the way, the first Saturday night's main event was where?
Long Island. What was the arena at the time? I can't think of it. Hold on, it's on the tip of my tongue. Paul Heyman made fun of it in 2002 because they weren't making any noise. What is the name of that arena? Meadowlands. No, that's that. What was the name of the arena?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not. You answered it right the way I wanted you to answer it. It's Long Island. My point is that's why they're doing Saturday's main event, this reboot in Long Island, because it started there.
Yeah, if I could play the obsession.
And thank you, Quilly, Nassau Coliseum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Quilly. Thank you.
They're just starting now, and that I like nostalgia. So them starting it back where it started before, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and by the way, when I was talking about Paul Heyman, one time came out during the middle of a commercial break and said this is the worst audience. It was either him or Gomez, and they came out and they said this is the worst audience I've ever been in front of or performed in front of. You better get up and start making some noise. And the people got like rowdy for it. I was just like, magic.
Sure they did.
Yeah. That made me woe for myself. I had to watch. I told you we weren't lying about it. Cody is the participation champion.
Woo-hoo!
Deanna
coming with the heat tonight. I like it.
Cody giving Orton 2004 title reign vibes. Woo. It wasn't that short. Cody is golden boy, kissing baby, saying all the nice things. He's the chosen one like Davey was and Kevin in both companies. That's what I think Kevin is supposed to be. Kevin's become that heel that is going to be anti-authority, and
it should pay off though. We agree, but it should pay off with a win.
They did that in Ring of Honor. I just don't know if they're going to do it here. Like you can't just tease that and then he doesn't win too.
Bro. Exactly.
But WWE's hot right now. Are the people going to rebel? We're about to get into that in a second. Deanna, Cody's selling more than anyone in the company in the past 3 years. Nothing participation about Cody.
Don't get Jesse started on Cody Rhodes. Lord have mercy. Jesse, don't get. We know how you get about Cody Rhodes, bro.
Crowd's ruining wrestling. Isn't it the crowd that made Cody the champ?
Ooh, the chat is on fire. Conrad, the chat is on fire tonight. Good comment, B Jizzle.
Yeah, and I love Matt's. I call Matt Mr. ROH. If I call Matt Mr. ROH, I'm gonna call Clown Mr. GCW because they always update me about this stuff. And yeah, I like it. Kevin Owens and Davey Richards world title feud in 2012. Absolutely, absolutely. Wait, Terrell says, let me announce my new prediction: Rock versus Roman at SummerSlam at MetLife Night 2, Cardi B and Bianca Night 1. Going bold there, Terrell.
She's on her own.
Take your pink robe and woe with Cody is all I can say. Woo, that was a shot at Dave LaGreca there. Moving on to what happened in the main event. CM Punk came back. The wise man, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm not mad at this. I told Sean, and I'm going to be on record and say this as a quote. They made me care. They did, because I was mad about this feud. I was like, "What? This is mind-numbing what we're doing. This is dumb. You had it in your hands, and you just were like, let's add some more stuff to this." Mm-hmm. It's like you made a perfect cake, and then you went and grabbed the ketchup, and we're just like, why not? I like ketchup. And then you just started going all around.
It looks pretty.
Now, luckily, you only put it on the top portion of it, and now Paul Heyman and them came by and went, swoop, all right, let's eat the rest of this cake without messing it up. That's where we're at with this. CM Punk has joined the team on behalf of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman did some Sesame Street. There's only 4 of them, but there will be 5 of them, and the count is here. And I got it, Paul. Mm-hmm. Punk comes out. He's taping up the fist. Look at his eyes. What do you see? He's coming out, and he's beating butt, baby. And he's out there. They lay the beat down on him. It's going to play into a bigger part of the story. I'm turning into one of them WWE fans. I like this. I'm not mad at this. But what I'm telling you is, Sean, people have these memories that they forgot everything that happened before this. This build has not been good. Do not say, like, Conrad is one of the best built things I've ever seen. I'm so happy with this. No. You're not gonna get away with this and pretend like, yippee, this was great the whole time. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. Am I glad that they're all together? Great. This is better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to go with predictable Seth, which wouldn't have made as much sense at all, in my opinion. But
it would have made sense because who's on the other side of the ring?
Well, he refuses though to team with Roman, so it gives you more matchups in the future. Roman and Seth still have a problem. I think you could even integrate Punk and Reigns having a problem into this, and the real issue. CM Punk, Seth Rollins.
Yep.
You upstaged me, but you didn't want the match. But you still upstaged me. You shouldn't have did that. What are you going to do about it? And then here comes the little scuffle fight. So that's what I see for this. I think it's a brilliant way to get some intrigue going towards what I believe is going to be a WrestleMania match. One of those big blockbuster main events that they often talk about. BJ said, I still thought it was trash dookie.
Well, all I can say is this, man. Paul Heyman is going to turn on the OG bloodline.
I told someone earlier, me and you have been saying it for weeks. I said, me and Sean, every time we do Clash, we say it. I can't trust Paul Heyman. I just never have, never will. Can't.
And we've said this, and we both have said this before too. I think Paul Heyman sits down and says, they're cheering me too much. They're cheering me way too much. I don't like that. Let me do something to make them mad.
If you had the pen, though, wouldn't you? I kind of want to see him as a face. Like, what can you do? Just try it. Try it for a little bit. Not like 3 weeks, and then we're like, I fooled ya.
Well,
like, try it.
The thing about that, I would normally agree with you, but Dominic Mysterio's proved me wrong. Dominic Mysterio doubled down on being a heel, and it worked, and it made him more of a heel.
How many times is Paul going to double? Paul is overloaded on double downs.
That's true. He's quadrupled down. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at this point we don't even believe you if you like bought someone ice cream. I'm like, yeah, exactly. He's lying. He's lying.
That's not ice cream. That's frozen mayonnaise.
Yeah, and Cactus, I don't think we're gonna see Minute Maid Man back until all that court stuff's cleared up. So I keep telling people you can just get him out of your head until everything is clear. Let me see here. I love how Roman told Punk he's my wise man, and Punk said back, we'll see. Interesting. We saw where the people predicted out the Seth move, so we gave you them a swerve. Maybe. I think this was planned out a little bit. I think that it's still.
My point is this though. Here's the problem: if Paul Heyman turns on the OG bloodline, how's he going to maintain a good relationship with CM Punk unless CM Punk's in on the swerve?
Maybe he is.
That means CM Punk's turning heel too.
Maybe he is.
Whoa! Which means Drew McIntyre would come back as a babyface.
Or a heel. Maybe he says Punk was right. And then you get Punk, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Paul Heyman. This is the new bloodline, my bloodline, and we're here to take over. Boom, 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 boom. ROH. This is Honor No More. Oh, wait, we already had a group with that name. But beat him down. I'm going crazy with this.
No, I'm not going to lie. I know you're having fun with this, but a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk led by Paul Heyman faction. Bro. I'm saying, bro, like, whoo. But then again, that sounds like a good idea. So you know what that means.
Right? McKinney, I think me and McKinney have been agreeing on this. Usually me and him are back and forth with each other. But he said it was rushed. They should have started in August and we'd be here now with the who's the fifth man. But I still feel the match will be 4v4 in the end. Ooh. They still have a week to do that. But at this point, it's what it is. I feel like they're not going to try to hurt Bronson Reed, and Punk's getting his payday. Punk in back-to-back cage matches is crazy. I would have never predicted that, though.
Yeah, but like 4 months apart, though.
I know, but this is the dude you're trying to protect. Everyone's worried about him, like, getting hurt. Like,
but months apart.
I know, but you're signing him up like cage match again? That's like telling the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys, like, one more TLC? Yeah.
Just one more for old time's sake.
What's wrong with your back, Jeff? I'm okay. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Let us see here.
Why are we having fun talking about Survivor Series when we all know Survivor Series is like only 3 matches?
Why haven't we talked about it? Because there's only 3 matches on the card.
No, I'm saying, why are we having fun? It seems like I can only speak for me, but I think you're having fun. We're having fun talking about this show, which is freaking me out.
I don't know. I have fun talking about AEW too.
Yeah, facts.
I don't know. I've had fun all Clash. I have fun every week on Clash Live.
There you go. Right here, 605 every Monday night.
Goat stuff.
You already know.
Sean, we got a date for New Day's big celebration on Raw.
Oh, boy.
Even though it's this week, technically, but go ahead, Sean. You take it over.
Russell Pierce gives us the info about the New Day celebration, says that their anniversary, the 10 years of the New Day celebration, will air on December 2nd episode of WWE Raw. The New Day will be honored with a live tribute to their incredible decade of accomplishments. Oh, boy. Advanced television with the scoop. And I believe this will be the time where I hope Big E makes it clear that Xavier Woods needs to chill out and they all figure out that they're better off as friends.
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. I honestly hope that's what
you depend on.
I honestly hope you are correct with that and that they do that. Who said we got Team TNA at home? Stop it. E. I don't know. I don't know what happens here. That might write that down, Sean. That might be a good topic for us next week.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna add that in. Sean usually puts these together. He's the format guy. Give our theories on New Day. Also, we have put in, this is the Jay Cargill might be out. Hopefully it's a minimum of 3 months. Like I said, you could probably keep the tag titles on them too. People may not notice. I mean, listen, when I read that Finn and JD have been champs for 150 days and they defended the titles, how many times do you think, Sean?
I think, honestly, 3, if that.
Lower.
Oh, you know the number, 2?
Yeah. Lower.
They've only defended the title 1 time?
Facts.
Wow.
Yes. That's what happens. Guys, we're going to go over this tremendous card for Survivor Series. We're looking forward to it. It's happening. Vancouver is getting War Games, and they paid high prices for this, so they're going to get a good show. Saturday, November 30th, 3:30 PT time, so that's 6:30 for us over here on the East Coast. We're looking forward to it. Rogers Arena. I don't know if there's any tickets left. If not, sorry for you. Let's run through the matches, Sean, shall we?
Well, we have to have a lot of time to run through these matches because there's got to be at least 5 to 7 matches on the card, right?
There's 3. So we have Women's War Games. Liv Morgan co-captaining a team, at least that's how I feel, with Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae. Candice is going to be taking a lot of bumps in this one, I feel. I got nothing. They're going to take on the team of Bianca Belair. Sorry, Jade, you're going to have to get replaced. Rhea Ripley with the mask on. Io and Naomi. I don't know how Bianca had issues with Bayley being on the team, but Io's on the team who's in Damage Control. Lots of questions when it comes to this. What do you think for this one?
I guess Team Liv wins, I guess. Whatever.
Are you saying this is inconsequential? You sound
very inconsequential, yes.
I'm about to go stone cold. I'm about to go stone cold on you in a minute. Do you like nature?
Do you like boys?
Is that supposed to be sexy? Oh my goodness. I don't know. I feel like they could. You got the champs on one side. Do you do the cash in here with Tiffany Stratton? I guess I care more so about that.
The only way to make it interesting is to have a cash in.
I can see her doing. I think it's Saturday Night's Main Event. You do it so that you build these up for excitement in the future. Like, remember the cash in? Remember when it was Cody versus Kevin? Remember when we crowned the new U.S. Women's? Like, you have your things to get people excited for this.
I hear you, but I mean, Survivor Series needs a little sauce right now. So
Okay. I'll take the baby faces. You took the heels?
I'll take the heels.
I'll take the faces, just to be different. Next up, we have ourselves Nothing Screams Survivor Series like a World Heavyweight Championship match. We have Gunther taking on Damian Priest. I hope they can actually put on another. I thought their last match was really good. I thought that was where I was like, I believe in Priest a little bit more here.
Yeah, it's going to be a banger, but we all know Gunther's going to win.
Perhaps. Give me Gunther for the win. I mean, we don't really have anything else to say, right?
Perhaps it's definitely going to be Gunther, and perhaps what?
Perhaps they don't. All I ask is this: please do not go back to Finn and Priest, please.
Oh, they're definitely interfering.
I'm tired of this.
Oh, Judgment Day! I guarantee Judgment Day will be interfering in this match, 100%.
Delay Gratz says a 3-move skill set took out Jade. Is this on Peacock? I found out I get it for free because of Instacart.
Oh, nice.
Wait, are you serious? They run stuff like that on Instacart?
Must have been a promotion. Nice. Good job, Delay Gratz.
Wait a minute. $14.95 to $19.95, no ads. It is what it is. Okay. Maybe that's a thing on Instacart. I did not know that.
Nice.
What AI bot they use for these crappy hey, listen, I just got them from WWE.com. Credit to WWE for the pictures. That's all I can say.
All you can say.
And we have the teams. It is Team Punk.
Wait a minute, Conrad. Wait just a minute. Are you telling me that we've only run down 2 matches? How can we be at the main event already?
This is the card. So we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have Roman Reigns, CM Punk,
what?
the Usos, and the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. They are Usi Punk. I don't know what to call these guys. They're the OG bloodline with CM Punk taking on Timu bloodline. Solo and them kind of need this win, right?
The Blood Edge Society.
There you go. You think you know them. Who walks away with this, though, honestly?
The new school, because Paul Heyman screws them.
I feel like see, this is the issue with war games. You could always beat someone in to me, Punk and Roman side. I want to pull this up graphically. Look at this, people. Look at it. See, I get to be Sean for once.
There you go.
Look at it. But when you do it, it seems too stacked, right? Like, how could Punk, Roman, the greatest tag team of this era, and Sami freaking Zayn, the guy who beat Gunther, lose to them? I mean, you got Jacob Fatu.
Because he loves Solo.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I need my guy Big Jonah, Bronson Reed. I need him to do something
off
crazy.
The top of the cage. I
need the Rikishi.
I need it too.
I'm taking the faces to win this. By
the way, watching Bronson Reed go like this was very exciting for me.
Do you keep him in there? I saw some people say let him stay.
He should be a member. I think he fits.
At this point, you've been hanging out for a month. Why not?
You might as well join.
I mean, bro, I don't think Raw needs you if you want to stay.
Because all of a sudden, starting after the day after Survivor Series, they're no longer cool with each other. That makes no sense.
Yeah. And by the way, I need a graphic designer, man. We're definitely making a What Draft shirt. I think if I hear anything about another draft, we're gonna put it up. I think I can't anymore.
I need to get to work on that tomorrow morning, bro.
I need Raw font and what, and I need the SmackDown font and draft with the question mark. What draft done?
Consider it done. I can make it happen.
I
have a gift when it comes to these shirts, bro.
What's going on with Peacock? Looks like NBC is falling apart. I have not been keeping up, but I have seen a lot of things like that. Y'all seeing these promo photos, or is it just me? Nah, it's not the greatest. I think they're trying to throw stuff together because they're interchanging parts. That's something I've noticed over the last few years with Survivor Series teams. They try to like switch them up at the last minute, like, haha, we do cool things. I'm just like, Tell me who's in this match, bro. Stop playing. So 4 matches, or was that 5? That was 3.
3.
That was
3. That's 3.
And I'm sure there'll be a 2-hour pre-show.
I love you, Solo.
Bloodline B team. Woo. I love the old school war games. Tsunami off the cage. Yes. Ain't nothing but Rikishi clones. Triple threat intercontinental title match will be added. A traditional Survivor Series match with the Wyatt Six Final Testament. I think they should put that match on. I'm not going to front.
McKinney. Hi, my name's Sean. Just want to tell you that sounds like a good idea, but you know what that means.
Jacob Fatu and Brasserie need to be a tag team outside of the Temu bloodline. They would crush, but Jacob Fatu's main event written all over him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Natural Disasters.
Rob had a good idea a long time ago. We can't speak of the other person's name, but Bronson Reed was in it for Natural Disasters, and I actually like the idea. I like tag teams like that, though.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. No more orange juice, though.
Delayed Grats, God bless you, Delayed Grats. I don't know.
No, he knows. Yeah, no.
Listen, you're 3 years. I can tell by that comment you probably work a lot or you've been busy. I respect it. 3 matches, bro. 3 freaking matches.
Shout out to Cactus. He said, "I love my tribal chief. I love you, Conrad and Hubs."
I love you, Solo.
Rikishi comes out to help the OG bloodline. If Rikishi's out there dancing at the end of this, I'm gonna lose my mind, man. That's it. That's all we got for this. I'm going to run down Raw because we got 2 minutes and we're going to try and end this. Let's see if we can do this in super quick time. Monday Night Raw tonight. The amazing Rex Steiner. I mean, that would be a cool name. Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser for the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, CM Punk is on the team, Sean. We know. I know you're excited. What's going on here? A SmackDown wrestler going to be on Monday Night Raw tonight.
Why would they do that? I thought that Nia Jax was exclusive to SmackDown. I don't understand.
Welcome to Raw, kid. We have Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee taking on, I don't even know what Chad Gable's team's called. American Made. Yeah.
American Made. American Made.
It's over.
Honestly, facing the LWO,
for the sake of American Made, I hope they win. New Day versus Otis and Tozawa. Man, Otis and Chad should get back together. Is what I'm thinking. Y'all both ain't doing too good.
I think so too.
But we're here. I think New Day picks up the win here. I would hope so.
I think New Day picks up the win, giving the essence that they're on the same page just so they can screw everything up on December 2nd.
I'm going to give it to Sean to take us out of here because it's about to be 8 o'clock. But thank you guys so much for this Thanksgiving. I want to announce one of my first things I'm thankful for, which is everyone who supports us here at Everything Pro Wrestling. If you gave $1, if you came in the chat to talk, if you liked the video, if you disliked the video, if you left a comment, leave a comment after, put an emoji down below. It helps more people see this video. We're thankful for all of you. I think I speak on myself and Sean's behalf that we are thankful for you guys. Sean, take them out of here, man. Yeah. And I got a fun Survivor Series treat for everyone at the end.
Yeah, super thankful for you guys. Really appreciate it. 100% thankful for Conrad, my good friend. Podcast turned into a brother. Appreciate you, man. The chat, you guys are loyal. Appreciate you. Chat's been super loyal. We're so fired up. Remember, Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve, a live Hubbanomics on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel, immediately followed by AEW review with Conrad and my guy Derek. So we got a full slate of good stuff ready for you guys on Thanksgiving Eve as you get ready, as I get ready for Thanksgiving. With the turkey in the oven, I'm going to be transporting to my mother's house. So I'm going to be cooking and giving you live Hubbanomics followed by EPW at 10:10. So make sure you tune in for that. We appreciate you guys so much. Thanksgiving is a time for thanks, obviously, but seriously, on a serious note, I am thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my savior, and I'm thankful for my friends, and I'm thankful for this podcast, Conrad. So with that being said, God bless everybody. We'll see you Thanksgiving Eve. Thanksgiving Eve. Mark it down on your calendar. 9:05 for me, 10:10 for Conrad and Derek, and then we'll see you right back here 6:05 Eastern Standard Time for Clash of the Podcast next Monday. So on behalf of Conrad, my name is Sean. God bless. Be encouraged. Happy Thanksgiving, and evil, genuinely, evil never prevails. God bless you. There you go.